go to Twitter. Okay, so there's chat. And there's that. Just getting everything all arranged. In case I need to mess with that. There we go. Excuse me. Oh, thanks, Jer. Yeah, just slowly building up. The space station itself. Oh yeah, I think I already showed you that. This is the starting part, which will be inside of here. So that's kind of where I'm starting off at, since that's going to be the beginning of like the game. And then that way, when I start getting more of the programming stuff in, then I can get the feel going. Earlier today in the programming side, I was playing around with getting the camera movement to look right and jumping kind of deal. So, and the feel of gravity. So, but thank you very much. Yeah, just slow and steady. And so as I'm building up on my rough, I'm adding in more detail and the paneling and all that kind of stuff. So how was your weekend? Do anything fun and exciting? Or were you stuck working like most of the weekend? Oh, nice. That must have felt great. Yeah, I was glad to have a nice long weekend also. Oh man. And 2 weeks will be the reading break. So at least I could just play on catch up on marking and all that fun stuff. But I hope you managed to get enough time in order to relax. Do something that's nice and de-stressing. Yeah, I hear you there. It's just sometimes just I'd like to do this and this and this and this, and there should be enough time. No. But yeah, a good chunk of my day yesterday. I hope it goes well for you. Cool. Well, thanks for swinging by and saying hi. Hope you have a good night's rest. I'm doing all right. Played a bunch of Minecraft with my mom on yesterday, so that's been nice and chill. She's been enjoying that game. But yeah, good luck with work tomorrow if you're back on the job. Hey, Goofy King. What's up? I can't guarantee that I can help you, but if it's within something that I can do, I can try. We got with Brian to try over Christmas. Never got around to it though yet. Finished Rag Tea. Oh, Raft. How was the story for season 2? I'll take a look at it and give you like a quick verbal feedback. I kind of don't want to get in the habit of doing a lot of feedback for artwork right now because that's kind of like my day job, and I like to do something that isn't my day job. But I'll take a quick peek and just make a quick comment if you don't mind that. And like, I hope you don't take any offense in that. It's just, you know, when you have like the day job and it's just overpowering. And did they add more in season 2 for crafting wise, or was it just the story? I do have Discord. I am on Discord, not right now. And I'm just gonna pop to this for a moment. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't directly on. So I am under as Bromir, but I know that there's like some sort of number thing. Where can I see? Don't enable server mode, streamer mode, because I don't even know what streamer mode does. Where is my thing? Good night, Jer. Yeah, I'll pick your brain a little bit, see how Raft is. copied. Oh, there we go. So Bromir hashtag 0334. Bromir, BROHMYR. I put it in the chat, though it's restreamed, so I think it goes to chat in both YouTube and Twitch. Oh, yeah, that's right, Goofy. You were asking earlier about some resources, right? And I was directing you to the different anatomy books. Yeah, that's my my username on the Discord. Well, the account. Username is just Bromir. I don't know. That's weird, because that is my account, so I don't know. Um. Because it normally doesn't. Normally it's pretty easy for sending messages, right? Because I get random ones the odd day. Well, that should be right because I just clicked on my name and it said copied. So, sorry, I don't know what else. Yeah, because I'm open to it right now and I don't see any pending messages. Sure, done. You. So file, open. So I'm not going to spend long on it. So some of the big stuff that you want to know is you want to take some time to learn proportions in the head. So from side to side, general proportions are, if you split it into 5, that's kind of like the size of the eyeball, and you'll have an eyeball thickness in between the two. Just starting with that alone, it depends on the style too, because it's all like based on shapes and whatnot. And from the inside going down, like the eye line is usually halfway from the top to there, usually about like the halfway mark. That's where you get the eye line. Kind of vibe. And then from the eye line to the chin, split it off to thirds, and that's where you're going to get the bottom of the nose, and then the mouth. And the mouth, if you go straight down the center of the eyeballs, that's where you get like the edges, and down the inner parts, that's where you're going to get the edges of the nostrils, and from the ear scooping down, this is where you have that change in plane from the top to the side of the jaw. So it's like the big thing is just going through and learning proportions in the face and making those lines and adjustments. So look at a skull. And because there's a bony chunk, I think it's called the zygomatic arch, and extends back, and then this is where you have like the ear kind of deal. And that's the big thing, is I would say, is just dealing with that. So, and that comes with practice. One thing that I found that helped me out a little bit is sculpting skulls for a little bit, just to understand the shape language a little bit more. Dive into resources online and take a look at the differences. The biggest things that you want to pay attention to are the hard versus soft forms and the changes in planes. And what I mean by changes of planes is, if you think of a cube has 6 sides. So the change in plane is the change from one side to another. And so on a face, there are changes in the planes. There is the change of the side versus the top, and then there's the angle of the brow as it goes into the eye sockets, and then the arch for the nose and all that kind of stuff. So you want to take a look at those and the proportions. So where's the eye line? How does it fit with the rest? Where's the nose? How can you like kind of close in the blocking and deal with that? That's what I would recommend to tackle, is just learn that. Even like John Troy Nickel, one really great thing that he mentioned in back when he was streaming a lot of 3D stuff, is he was telling people like, hey, if you want to get good at drawing at sculpting heads, sculpt one head a day. Just give yourself like as much time as you can, and just do a new head every single day, starting from scratch. And you get to learn a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. The other thing that if you wanted to get good by taking some online course, if you take a look at, I think it's Shane Olson. Yeah, Shane Olson Workshop. He has a 3D character workshop, which is seems to be pretty good. I kind of want to take it just in order to see how he does it. It's pretty cheap. And, well, it's cheaper compared to other places. And when he makes changes to the course, you get those updates for free. And he's worked on Disney Infinity and a bunch of other places, and he's helped a lot of people with learning how to sculpt. Mind you, it's in ZBrush, so I don't know if like the concepts would transfer over to Blender, but I don't know if he covers Blender specifically or if it's just ZBrush. As far as I know, it's just ZBrush though. And that's the unfortunate thing with most of those kinds of any professional one, it would be a ZBrush kind of workshop. So hope that kind of helps a little bit of giving you some ideas. But yeah, the biggest thing that I would say is the first and foremost, hard versus soft edges. Sculpt a lot. Just go quick. Be okay with it not being perfect, because it won't be. And there's nothing wrong with that, because you're learning. Try that. Do a new head every single day for like a month. At the end of the month, see like put each of those heads, the image side by side. Don't just do the face, do like the whole entire head. And you're going to see growth happening from the first head to the last head. But each time that you're sculpting the head, learn a little bit more proportions, the hard surfaces versus soft surfaces. You're going to get a lot of hard surfaces up here because there are muscles still up here, but they're very tiny, and this is where all the squishiness happens. And even just starting off with like the skull and how to build up the forms from it, and lots of reference material. Look at a lot of heads and faces at different angles, and when you're sculpting, move your camera around a lot. If you don't move your camera around, start moving your camera around a lot, because that's going to help you see the shapes a little bit more, see how the shadows and the lighting will be on the form, because you can make it look really good at one angle, but as that camera rotates, it might look like garbage, and you don't want that, especially for 3D, because 3D, you need it to look good at multiple angles. That's what makes it so useful. But yeah, biggest thing is don't get down on yourself when you're learning, and you're always learning. Always. Even the professionals, they're always learning. Because you need to understand the subject, and there's always little variations, even if you're doing a likeness of someone. But yeah, definitely like take a look at anatomy books. look online. Proco is great for learning anatomy. Proco.com, I believe. Yeah. So even though with Proco it's all drawing based stuff, it's great for learning anatomy, which is going to help you with the sculpting. And the sculpting is going to help you with the drawing if you like doing the drawing. So you could even take like the Proco stuff and try to get an understanding of how to reproduce that on the drawings, on the sculpting side. Because you can find a lot of resources on the proportions of the head, and like I drew some of them on your sculpt if you manage to see it. And why there is a line when I search proportion of the head? What line? I don't understand what line you're talking about. Oh man, that's a lot of lines. That's one of those things you need to. It's how do I put it? It is. That's where you get to fundamentals that a lot of people learn from school, and that. I'm trying to think of how to explain it. That I can spend hours trying to describe to you. And that's kind of my day job since I teach out of college for animation and drawing and software and all that. And I don't want this stream to be where I'm basically doing my job, if that makes sense. And I don't mean it in a negative way, in a rude manner at all. It's like this is more for just drawing. There's going to be 3D stuff, yeah, but it's not meant for me to teach, if that makes sense. Like I'll give feedback on artwork, but like very brief stuff. But that's one of those things where you need to find like an instructor to help you out with that, if that makes sense. But yeah, each of those lines they mean something, but look at if they line up anywhere. That is kind of like a hint that I'll give to you. There's meaning to the positions of those lines. And I think that's an image from Loomis's book. And I did kind of mention some of those lines when I did the quick sketches on your drawing. So if you wanted to, you could just watch a playback after or I don't know if you can rewind the stream, but if you can, then if you rewind the stream, you'd be able to see some of that stuff. Otherwise, you might have to wait till the stream is done and then rewind a little bit of when I was drawing some of the lines for where the eye line was and the nose and all that kind of stuff. Oh, I did the slash the wrong way. But yeah, I think what a lot of people are saying online is to Google search it. It's because it is basics and it should be all over. And yeah, sculpting's hard. Now, why did you decide to do sculpting? Why sculpting over drawing, let's say, or modeling environments or props? And yeah, in the end, it's a skill to develop, and it takes time. You're not going to get good overnight, or in a couple of days, or maybe not even a couple of months. And that is nothing to attest to your skills. It is a challenge. And if you look at a lot of those like really big artists, they've spent long time developing those skills. Are you asking like how do you improve, or asking if you did improve? Take a lot more time working on it. It's not going to be a quick thing. Like looking at it, it just, for most of it, just seems like you pushed a lot of the sides out I wouldn't say it's ugly. It's just it's lacking form. It's lacking proportions. It's lacking that understanding of anatomy. So why do you want to get good at sculpting? What about sculpting draws you to that idea? And if sculpting's the way you want to go, then I would recommend either go with a ZBrush free trial or go to, I think ZBrush Core Mini, which is out there now. I think this is free. I would say start playing around with ZBrush Core Mini and save up some money in order to just get ZBrush Core, because at least it's much cheaper. So like $10 a month or $180, and I think this is American. And I know it's pricey. But the only reason why I say that is I'm not 100% certain on all the tools that are in Blender, for example. But I don't know anybody in the industry if that is like the direction you want to go for as like a full-time job kind of deal. Anybody that sculpts in Blender. Like in the end, it's possible, but you're going to have a harder time finding answers to questions unless you're using something more like ZBrush, just because ZBrush is standard. There's a lot of information everywhere about it from professionals. This one was 1. Later, Goofy. Good luck. So the mill's kind of here, going back. Yeah, it's probably going to be a little flatter. That's probably why it looked funky. Be right back. Sorry about that. I'm back. I really should have put that on a different layer. Where to now? Excuse me. So how's everybody doing tonight who may or may not be there out into the interwebs? Wow, these counters are not wide. Let's get a little more thickness in there. A little bit more depth. About there. Let's flip it since it's been a while. Actually, I want this to be a counter, so let's give it some counter space so we can actually get that over on this side a little bit better than the other one. So it's actually going to go beyond the bottom there. Let's get back to beating up these chairs. Kind of want to avoid breaking them into different pieces because I would like to make sure I only have to model one and then use a lot of duplicating. And let's get a little bevel element right here. Trying to break up any 90-degree angles to keep this kind of like hexagonal vibe. There is a window on this side. And I don't want that in the middle. The glass, yeah, let's go 2/3 out. So a little bit more on the inside than on the outside. And this needs to get shifted over. Kind of to there. And a little bit above, a little bit below. Ooh. Excuse me. Oh man, I feel so sluggishly slow working on this. I apologize if this is not entertaining at all. This is why I'm more of a character guy. I think on Friday I'm gonna switch over to the main character, just to feel a little bit more accomplished. This is coming along at least, like slowly, but you know, baby steps. And maybe this back one here, it's still properly upright. And I could be zooming in order to get the information a little bit better, but right now, like, I'm still going through and making this work. And I'm talking just for the sake of talking. I'm going to close you. Get a little bit of thickness involved. Ooh, that's a little off. Well, I'm going to call the stream quits right there. But yeah, getting some progress. I might come back and tackle a little bit later on tonight. So there might be like some differences later on. My brain is just like all over the place at this moment. But thank you very much for hanging out, for those of you that have, and I'll be back on Friday. Ciao for now.